And we'll start this evening's batch of stories now with a prompt from Alaric. Whose art is it? When the queen went down to the market, she saw a poor woman making mats from bits of strings. She was sitting on the ground with a needle made of bone and thread of twine. The queen asked her, "How can you make something so beautiful from such ugly things?" The woman replied, "I take my imperfections and weave them together until they become something pleasing. So it is with life. Our flaws are woven together until they become beautiful. But we must know how to find the pattern." Wise words indeed. Alaric, I love the idea you've presented here. This weaving together of flaws and imperfection to create something pleasing and beautiful. And I want to run with that idea tonight. Join me, if you will, as we tell a tale of what it means to be perfect in a world that insists on shaping us all into a pattern that fits its design. Deep in the forest, tucked between ancient trees, lived a tiny folk unlike any other. Their bodies were fashioned from flowers, petals for skin, vines for hair, and leaves for clothes. They roamed the woodland paths, barefoot and carefree, never knowing sorrow or strife. Each blossom folk had unique features, each petal pattern different, each leaf cape colorful and distinct. And none were more beautiful than the Blossom Queen. Her skin was the color of sunrise, her hair a waterfall of crimson, her gown a tapestry of green that shimmered like emeralds. Yet despite her unmatched beauty, the queen felt a pang of longing deep within her heart. She wanted to see what lay beyond the forest, beyond the hills and dales she called home. But her people had a law, one they followed for generations. A blossom folk must never leave the forest. To do so was forbidden. No blossom folk had ever strayed from the wood and broken the ancient law. That is, until the queen. One day, curiosity overwhelmed her. She slipped out of the forest, unseen, unknown, and stepped into the wider world. At first, the sights and sounds overwhelmed her. The bustling marketplace, the towering city walls, the honking of horns, and the clatter of carts. The queen stood frozen, stunned by the chaos, afraid she might be discovered and banished forever. Then she saw them, faces rushing past, eyes fixed ahead, voices raised in clamorous cheer or angry cries. None seemed to notice her at all. And as she watched, a strange feeling bloomed within her, not quite understanding it, but wanting to experience more. The queen explored the town, hidden in plain sight. She marveled at the baker pulling loaves from his oven, the cobbler stitching a new sole onto a worn shoe, the children chasing a ball in the street. The world outside the forest teemed with activity, purpose, even hardship, too, for some. But for the queen, it was exhilarating. Just then, a hand touched her shoulder. The queen froze, turning slowly to face the newcomer. A young girl stood before her, eyes wide with wonder, staring at the Blossom Queen from head to toe. "You're beautiful," the girl whispered. "Can I touch?" The queen hesitated, unsure of the world beyond the forest, uncertain of human kindness. Then seeing the wonder in the girl's eyes, she nodded shyly. The girl ran her fingers over the queen's leafy dress, gasped at the cool smoothness of her petal skin, and smiled. "I'm Alara," she said. "Will you come home with me?" The queen agreed, and together they walked toward the girl's house. A humble cottage with climbing roses outside and warmth spilling from between its shutters. Inside, the cottage was cozy, filled with the aroma of baking bread. Alara's mother welcomed the queen, though she, too, stared openly at the flower folk. "It's okay," Alara said, noticing her guest's unease. "Mama just doesn't see many blossoms here. Are you lost?" The queen explained about her forest home, about the blossom folk and their ancient laws. "Oh, you poor thing," the woman said, her tone softening. "To be so beautiful and so alone." The queen looked down, ashamed. Was being alone the price she paid for her beauty? Then Alara piped up, "We won't let you be alone. You can stay with us, live with us." And so the queen stayed, living with the family in their little cottage. At first, it was hard. She missed the whispering trees and the babbling brooks of her homeland. She missed the feel of sun-dappled leaves beneath her feet and the songs of birds at dawn. Most of all, she missed her people. But then something wonderful happened. The townspeople began to notice her. At first, they gawked and pointed, whispering comments as they passed. But later, they started visiting the cottage, bringing gifts of food and cloth and, most importantly, stories of the town, its joys and sorrows, dreams and schemes. The queen learned about a new schoolhouse the townsfolk planned to build, a sick child they were caring for, a wedding they were preparing for. And she listened, truly listened, for the first time in her life. She heard about real issues that real people faced, about challenges and struggles and hopes and fears. And as she listened, she realized something profound. The people weren't perfect, and neither was she. They argued sometimes, the townsfolk did, and the queen often disagreed with her host family, too. But together, they found ways to understand one another. They didn't always agree, but they tried. And in that, they were perfect. The queen came to love living among the townsfolk. She played hopscotch with the children. She helped the baker knead dough, though she got flour everywhere. She even assisted the cobbler, though she couldn't quite stitch a shoe the way he did. And while she learned many skills, she also taught the townsfolk a few herself, like brewing a special tea from her forest herbs, or weaving a basket from willow branches. One afternoon, the queen sat with Elara and her mother, sipping tea and watching the rain fall. Suddenly, Elara spoke. "Queen, why don't you visit your people? Why don't you go home?" The queen sighed. She had thought about returning, but hadn't dared. What if her people punished her for breaking the ancient law? What if they cast her out forever? Just then, a knock came at the door and the queen jumped, nearly knocking over her cup. Elara's mother opened the door and gasped. Standing there, drenched to the bone, were the queen's parents. "Elara," her mother cried, relief flooding her voice. "We've been looking everywhere for you. We heard you'd come to town. Thank goodness we found you." The queen's heart raced. Would her parents be angry? Punish her for breaking the law? Again, the answer came, not in words, but in the way her parents rushed to embrace her. Over cups of hot tea, they talked. The queen told her family about her adventures and mishaps, about her friendship with Elara, and the kindness of her parents. And as she spoke, she saw understanding dawn in her parents' eyes. "My darling," her mother said at last, "you brought us joy, not sorrow. You brought us pride, not shame. You are perfect, just as you are." The queen beamed, tears of happiness welling in her eyes. Perfect, that's all she'd ever wanted to hear. When it was time for the queen to return, the townsfolk gathered to say goodbye. The queen's parents walked with her, hand on her shoulder, guiding her toward the forest path. Before stepping into the trees, she turned. "Will you come visit?" Elara asked. The queen smiled. "Of course, soon, I promise." Then she was gone, and the forest closed behind her. Back in the village, life continued as before. But Elara and her family were changed forever. They understood now that perfection wasn't about flawless skin or petals for clothing. It was about kindness, acceptance, and love. And as the years passed, they carried these lessons in their hearts, passing them on to others who listened. And so the tale of the Blossom Queen became a story whispered through generations, reminding everyone that perfection isn't a place, it's a way of being. And with that, we bring this evening's stories to a close. Until next time, friends, may your days be filled with magic and wonder, and may you always remember the true meaning of perfection. Rest well. And now, we return to our induction with, welcome back, Seeker. Did you feel yourself drifting there? Ah, good. For a moment, you stepped beyond the veil of day-to-day, letting the rhythms of the inn carry you away. But it's time to come back now. Time to re-enter the waking world with refreshed spirit. So slowly, very slowly, begin to stir. Open your eyes when you're ready, turning towards the light. Stretch your limbs gently, feeling the bed beneath you, grounding you. Breathe in the air of this place, allowing its familiarity to wash over you. Take your time. Do not rush this return. Make it a gentle awakening, as though the sun itself is lifting you from slumber, stretching its golden fingers across your face, urging you to greet the new day. When you are fully awake, I invite you to stay with me for just a few more moments. There's something I'd like to share, something born of the energy we've woven together in this space. And if you choose to listen, I believe you'll find within these words a strength that's been a part of you always. Here in the inn, the morning stretches lazily. Sunlight streams through the windows, painting dust motes, dancing in its beams. Outside, birdsong drifts in, mingling with the crackling of the fire. The savory smell of bread, fresh from the oven, mingles with the temps of ale and wood smoke. The inn is alive with the promise of a new day. And as you stir, so does the story. As you make your way downstairs, you hear the murmur of voices, the clink of tankards, the hearty laughter of men and women sharing stories of their travels. For in this inn, the day is just beginning, and so much awaits. The travelers from the night before awaken one by one, each stirring to the melody of a new day. The merchant, his pouches secure beneath his shirt, rises first. Sleep creases etched upon his face, vanishing as quickly as they came. As he begins to tidy his belongings, next to him, his wife stirs, a smile gracing her lips. She, too, dreams of markets and spice-filled breezes, but also of home and hearth. She throws back her woolen blanket and, stretching languidly, slips from the bed. Beside their chamber, the young minstrel awakens to the trickle of sunlight through his window. He sits up, his lute resting on his lap. As if sensing his touch, the instrument hums softly. Then, with a grin, he plucks a string. A clear note rings out, chasing sleep from his eyes. In the farthest room, the pilgrim stirs, his bones aching from days on the road, but his spirit light. He sits up, clutching his staff, his eyes finding the holy icon hanging on the wall. He whispers a prayer of thanks for rest and solace found. And so the inn fills with life, purpose, and the quiet hum of preparation. The merchant buttons his travel-worn coat. The minstrel tests his lute's tuning pegs. The pilgrim adjusts his pack. And as they ready themselves for the road once more, a sense of anticipation hangs in the air. What adventures await them? What stories will they bring back to share around the evening hearth? The possibilities are as boundless as the roads stretching before them. Now, dear listener, I invite you to join these travelers, or perhaps to remain here in the quiet peace of the inn. It's entirely up to you. Wherever you choose to be, know that the spirit of the journey is within you. You hold the maps and compasses needed to navigate life's winding paths. You are equipped with the tools to forge ahead boldly or to pause and reflect deeply. The choice is yours. Your path unfolds as you go, shaped by the decisions you make and the dreams that guide you. Whether you seek adventure or tranquility, whether you yearn for bustling markets or peaceful meadows, the world lies before you, waiting to be explored. And if you should tire along the way, remember, there's an inn in this world for every soul. All you need to do is follow the smoke, curling heavenward. For where there's smoke, there's solace. Where there's solace, there's strength. And where there's strength, there's the promise of a new day dawning. And now, my friends, it's time to gather once more around the hearth. Oh, what tales did you bring back from your adventures? What wonders did you witness? Or, if you stayed in the inn, what discoveries did you make within its cozy walls? Share your stories, for they are the threads that weave our experiences into tapestries of shared humanity. In this space, we've created a haven for storytellers and dreamers alike. And I, your humble storyteller, am eager to hear your tales. Are you a seasoned traveler? Perhaps you've roamed far and wide, braving stormy seas or scaling misty mountains. Maybe you've delved into ancient tombs or danced with creatures of the night. Whatever your exploits, bring them back to the hearth and let them mingle with the crackle of flames and the murmur of awed voices. Or perhaps you chose to stay in the inn, finding comfort in its embrace rather than chasing adventure. That's a tale worth telling, too. Who knows what insights you might have gleaned from the simple act of resting? Maybe you meditated beneath the rafters, communing with the spirits of the wood. Or maybe you sat by the fire, contemplating life's grand tapestry. Your journey of self-discovery is no less epic than any quest outside the inn walls. So speak your truth, dreamer, and let it blend with the crackle of flames and the murmur of awed voices. Together, We form a circle of kindred spirits, bound by the magic of storytelling and the power of shared experience. Our connection transcends physical boundaries. Here, in this digital hearth, we gather as one, listening, learning, and growing through the narratives we weave together. And who knows what treasures of wisdom we might unearth in the process. Every tale has the potential to be a trove of insight, and every storyteller is a keeper of the flame. So don't hesitate, dear listener, unfurl your story. Let your voice resonate within this sacred space. Your experiences matter. Your perspective is invaluable. And together, we'll create a symphony of stories that echoes with the richness of human experience. Let your adventure inspire, inform, and uplift others. Let your quiet contemplation offer solace and insight. Let's weave our narratives into a tapestry that celebrates the beauty of life's journey, both its challenges and its moments of profound peace. And what tales did you bring back from your travels? Or what discoveries did you make while basking in the inn's embrace? I'm eager to hear it all. And if you'd like to share your story with us, please take a moment to post about your journey in the comments section below. Your words could be a beacon for someone else navigating their own path, seeking a moment of respite or inspiration. And who knows, your story might just be the thread that weaves another soulless journey into the tapestry of our shared human experience. Because in the end, aren't our lives a collection of stories we tell ourselves and others? Haven't we all gathered around metaphorical hearths, sharing tales that shaped us, comforted us, and set us on our paths? And isn't that what this very space is? A metaphorical inn where adventurers and dreamers alike can come to rest and share their journeys. We gather here to listen, to learn, and to grow, recognizing that every tale holds a piece of the universal truth. And by sharing our stories, we create a bond that transcends the boundaries of our individual experiences. So once again, my friends, I invite you to join me around the hearth and let your voice be heard. Let's continue to spin the web of our collective narrative, enriching it with the diverse threads that make up the tapestry of human existence. Because in the tapestry of life, every thread, no matter how seemingly insignificant, has a purpose. Every color, every pattern tells a story. And together, we're creating a masterpiece that celebrates the complexity, beauty, and resilience of the human journey. A deep breath in, then a long breath out. Let your belly expand like a ripening melon. Let your ribs relax like reeds in the wind. And let your shoulders soften like clouds in the twilight sky. This moment of stillness is all that's real. Let thoughts drift by like birds overhead. Don't chase after them or try to catch them. Just watch them soar and know that you are rooted right here. Something magical is happening in the inn. A presence awakens in the hushed darkness, stirring in the night air. The fire has dwindled to glowing embers. Their red tongues lick at the blackened logs, casting flickering shadows on the timber bird ceiling above. Every snap and crackle is a secret whispered between the rafters, and every blink of the fire is a story told and retold since time began. These stories echo in the very beams, carried on the smoke that curls toward the night sky. The travelers in the inn are fast asleep. The merchant's wife sleeps with a smile on her lips, dreaming of silks and spices from distant lands. The minstrel is lost in slumber, his lute resting beside him, silent now, its music woven into the fabric of dreams. The pilgrim snores softly, his faithful dog curled at his feet, guarding the dreams of his master. Even the innkeeper, weary from a day of toil, has finally succumbed to the embrace of night. His head is bowed upon his chest, his breathing slow and deep, his worries fading into the warm glow of the hearth. Outside the inn, the medieval world is cloaked in shadow. The forest stands tall and imposing, a silent sentinel against the endless expanse of night. Within its depths, secrets stir, whispers carried on the breeze through the leaves. Some say this forest is haunted by spirits, benevolent guardians that watch over those who enter their domain. Others claim to have seen saints hidden among the trees, their ethereal forms shimmering in the moonlight. But tonight, the forest feels different. There is a palpable presence here, an ancient wisdom that hums in the stillness. And now, Imagine yourself stepping outside, leaving the safety of the inn, and venturing into the whispering woods. But you are not alone. The spirits of the forest walk with you, guiding you along the moss-covered path. The ground beneath your feet is soft, yielding to each step, muffling the sound of your tread. Overhead, the branches of ancient trees intertwine, creating a canopy that filters the moonlight into dancing shards on the forest floor. It's as if the trees themselves are reaching out, forming a protective arch over your head. As you walk, the sounds of the night wash over you. The rustle of leaves, the hoot of an owl, the babble of a nearby brook. Each sound is a note in an ancient melody, a symphony composed by the forest for those who listen. The starlight filters through the canopy, painting silver streaks on the ground and imbuing the world with a mystical glow. You reach out and touch a nearby leaf, feeling its velvety texture beneath your fingers. The forest is alive, breathing, pulsing with an energy that is both wild and serene. In the medieval era, forests were considered sacred spaces. They were home to mythical creatures, protective spirits, and hidden fairies. Travelers who ventured into the woods at night did so with reverence and caution. For in the darkness, the forest was at its most enchanting, but also its most dangerous. But tonight, you are not a traveler, you are a dreamer. The path ahead unfolds before you like a ribbon of moonlight. It beckons you forward, promising wonder and peace. Ahead, the trees begin to thin, revealing a clearing bathed in moonlight. In the center stands a ring of standing stones, their rough surfaces worn smooth by the touch of countless hands. Over the centuries, people have gathered here under the cloak of night to whisper their secrets to the stones, to make wishes on the wind, to seek solace in the stillness. As you step into the circle, the stones hum with ancient power. Their presence is felt deep within your bones, connecting you to the generations past who stood in this very spot. Here, time seems to stand still. The concerns of the waking world fade into the background, leaving only the beating of your heart and the whisper of the wind. Now, raise your arms slowly, feeling the coolness of the night air on your skin. Close your eyes and let the forest embrace you. Breathe in the scent of pine and damp earth, of blooming night flowers and distant streams. This is the breath of magic, the essence of the forest, distilled into every inhale and exhale. As you stand here, the boundaries between the waking world and the dream world blur and fade. You are becoming one with the forest. Your footsteps are silent, your presence unseen. You are a spirit of the woods, forever bound to the rhythm of the night. Imagine the spirits of the forest gathering around you, their forms shimmering in the moonlight. They are ancient and wise, their knowledge spanning lifetimes. They have witnessed the changing seasons, the ebb and flow of life, the dance of darkness and light. The spirits move with an otherworldly grace, their steps barely disturbing the forest floor. Their presence is a source of comfort, a reassurance that you are not alone in this vast and mystical landscape. One spirit, ancient and kind, approaches you. Its form shimmers like moonlight on water, and its eyes hold the wisdom of ages. It places a gentle hand on your shoulder and guides you deeper into the forest. Fear not the darkness, for it is here that magic thrives, where the veil between worlds is at its thinnest. The forest spirit leads you to a secluded grove, bathed in silver light. In the center, a single oak stands tall and proud, its branches reaching towards the heavens like a supplicating hand. Beneath its sheltering canopy, there is a well of pure, sparkling water. As you gaze into its depths, you see not just water, but reflections of your deepest self, your true essence. The well is a portal to the subconscious, a gateway to the hidden realms of your inner world. The forest spirit beckons you closer. It is time for you to drink from the well of wisdom. As you bend to quench your thirst, the cool water invigorates your spirit. It washes away doubts, fears, and insecurities, leaving you refreshed and renewed. With each drop that touches your lips, you feel a surge of power, a connection to the ancient wisdom of the forest. The forest spirit smiles, its eyes twinkling with delight. You are ready now to return, carrying the magic of the forest within you. Back at the inn, the fire has dwindled to glowing embers, casting flickering shadows on the wall. But as you stand before the hearth, the shadows seem to stir, taking on shapes of their own. The flames whisper tales of adventure and intrigue, of love and loss, of laughter and sorrow. Are you a knight-errant seeking glory, a humble pilgrim on a sacred quest, a lover whispering secrets to a moonlit window? The fire knows your story, for it has heard the tales of countless travelers who have sought refuge within its glow. But it is time to close this chapter, to gather your belongings and step back into the night. You do so, feeling the weight of the forest upon your shoulders, its magic woven into your very being. As you leave the inn behind, the forest welcomes you home. The trees stand as silent sentinels, the brook sings its ancient song, and the stars twinkle with knowing eyes. The forest is alive, pulsing with energy, and you are a part of its eternal rhythm. You are a child of the forest now, forever connected to its mystical embrace. The night is yours to explore, the magic yours to wield. So go forth, adventurer, and may the forest guide your every step. May its wisdom fill your heart, and may its magic light your path. And remember, wherever you go, the forest will be waiting. A sanctuary of dreams, a haven of peace, a place where magic never fades, and where the spirits of the night roam free. Take one more deep, slow breath, and let it go. Like mist fading at sunrise, your body is heavy now, resting exactly where it longs to be. The story has carried you far, but here, in these last moments, you need only float. Float on words, float on warmth, float on the safety of the inn's quiet embrace. The night deepens. Outside the windows, the forest grows utterly still. The owl has ceased its calling, and even the brook murmurs in a softer voice, as though it too prepares to rest. Within the inn, the hearth fire has settled, its flames lower now, but its embers glow with gentle persistence. They pulse red and gold, breathing like a heart, steady, calm, unfaltering. Each ember holds warmth enough to last until dawn. Each ember hums a lullaby, older than memory, and the innkeeper, slumped in his chair, breathes evenly now, dreaming with the same ease as his guests. Above, dreams continue to unfurl. The minstrel's dream carries him across silver rivers of song. The pilgrim sees a golden horizon, his weary steps transformed into wings. The merchant's wife drifts through a market of colors and scents, where silk ribbons float like clouds. All their dreams thread together, like strands in a tapestry, woven across the quiet roof of the inn. And your dreams, too, have joined them. Whether of forests or stars, whether of warmth or stillness, they are part of the same fabric. Soft, shimmering, eternal. Slowly, imperceptibly, the sky beyond the shutters begins to change. A faint paling touches the edges of the horizon. It is not light yet, but the first whisper of it. In medieval villages, dawn was often greeted by the sound of roosters, their crowing echoing across fields. Sometimes, bells would ring from distant chapels, signaling the beginning of prayers. But here, in this inn, dawn arrives more softly, first in the hush of the fire, then in the cool touch of air slipping through the shutters, and finally in the faintest light, gathering, gentle as breath, at the threshold. The shoes remain still. Leather boots, pointed slippers, worn sandals, each resting, each silent. In just a short while, they will be laced and fastened again. They will carry their owners out into the road, to new markets, new songs, new journeys. But for now, they rest. And in their resting, they remind you that it is good to pause. It is good to stop, to breathe, to sleep. Just as the shoes wait quietly, you too may wait here, held gently in the inn's quiet embrace. In his dreams, the innkeeper stirs. Though his eyes are closed, his heart still watches over his guests. For he knows that keeping a hearth lit, keeping a roof strong, keeping an inn safe, is a sacred duty. And in your imagination, you hear his voice, soft as a whisper of coals. Rest well, traveler. The fire is yours. The night is yours. And when morning comes, you awake renewed. Now, feel the fire one last time. Its warmth brushes across your face, glows across your chest, settles into your heart. The chair beneath you holds you. The inn shelters you. The forest protects you. The stars above watch you. There is nothing left to do. Nothing left to hold. You may let go now, completely. Let yourself drift, deeper, softer, safer than before. Beyond the shutters, the first birds begin to sing. A chorus of finches and sparrows, welcoming the morning light. The sky turns rose gold. The fields shimmer with dew, and the village begins to stir. But you do not need to wake. You remain in the quiet hearthfire glow, still wrapped in the cloak of night, still breathing with its calm rhythm. Dawn belongs to the world outside, but sleep belongs to you. So rest now. Rest like the shoes at the door. Rest like the embers in the hearth. Rest like the inn itself, holding stories, holding dreams, holding peace. And as you rest, remember that warmth surrounds you, safety cradles you, and dreams will carry you until morning. Good night, dear traveler. Good night. You may stay here as long as you wish, traveler, for there is no rush in this quiet corner of the world. Here, nestled between tales and dreams, time slows to the rhythm of the hearth. Let its flickering light paint stories on your eyelids, letting the crackle of the fire weave its magic. No need to hurry now. No need to push on through the darkness. Here in the heart of the night, wrapped in the inn's embrace, you are safe. You are held by the ancient magic of storytelling and the timeless comfort of a flickering flame. The world outside can wait with its worries and its way. Here, within the walls of this inn, peace resides. And if you listen very carefully, traveler, you might just hear the whispers of those who have rested here before you. Their stories mingle with the scent of wood smoke and old tales, creating a symphony of rest. Listen closely, and perhaps you'll hear the laughter of children long gone, the murmur of lovers sharing secrets, or the soft sigh of weary travelers finding solace in the hearth's warm glow. Their spirits linger here, basking in the tranquility of this place, reminding us that we, too, are part of a timeless continuum. We, too, are travelers in search of respite, each carrying our own stories, etched upon our souls. This inn, it seems, has a way of collecting moments, of holding stories within its very rafters. The floorboards creak with memories, the beams above hum with tales. Even the shadows cast by the fire seem to dance with echoes of the past. And for a moment, traveler, allow yourself to be enveloped by the serenity of this place. Breathe in the comforting aroma of wood smoke and beeswax. Let the warmth of the fire soothe your tired muscles. Close your eyes and picture the countless faces that have gazed into this very hearth, each with their own journey to tell. Imagine the conversations that have echoed in this room, the friendships forged, the romances begun. Feel the weight of history settle upon your shoulders, grounding you in the present. For in this inn, the boundaries between past, present, and future blur, and for a brief moment, you are one with the timeless magic of this place. Let the silence of the night be your companion, the crackling fire your lullaby. Here, in the hushed embrace of the night, you are not just a traveler seeking rest. You are a weaver of stories, a keeper of memories, a partaker in the eternal magic of existence. And as the night deepens and the flames dance higher, know that you are home, at least for a little while, in this haven of warmth and whispered tales. Rest well, traveler, for the road is long and the dawn lies hidden beyond the hills. Dream sweet dreams and let the magic of the night enfold you in its timeless embrace. If you're new here, welcome. Here, stories and songs unfold with original music, all designed to help you relax and sleep better. And tonight's tale is no different. We have a tale of mystery and magic from long ago Europe, where a simple lantern dances through the night. So make yourself comfortable, close your eyes, if you wish, and let's begin. You're drifting through the night with the watchman. The sound of your footsteps muffled and hushed, as if under a blanket of stars. Your own breath is softer than the whisper of wind through chimney pots. It seems as if even the night itself has drawn a blanket about itself, muffling sound and hardening the mattress of darkness. Above, the sky shimmers with countless lights, each diamond winking back at you from its velvet throne. A great peace settles over you, a calmness that seeps into every corner of your being. Now you are passing the inn, the signboard creaking gently in the breeze. By day, laughter rings from within its walls, tankards clash, and songs spill out into the street. But now all is still. Even the moon seems to hold its breath as you walk by, afraid to startle any slumbering souls. Step by step, you move onward, aware of the stillness humming all around you. The night watchman whistles a tuneless melody, something without words. Something that echoes the rhythm of his steps. Something that speaks only of the night, and the stars, and the hush that falls when dreaming time begins. And this tune, too, begins to take root in you, to wind itself around your thoughts and pull them down into calm. And as you listen, you notice the tune is really the sound of your own breath, your inhale and your exhale, making a soft harmony, a lullaby of self, urging you ever deeper into peace. The night watchman walks on, and with him, your imagination wanders. Look closer at the lantern he carries. See how the light flickers and plays across his weathered hands, across his worn leather belt, across the brass buttons of his tunic. The light touches everything it meets, touching, shaping, defining, and so too does your awareness soften and focus. The world narrows to the single point of the lantern's glow. You are held by its light, cradled by its gentle radiance. And it seems as if you might keep standing here, cradled in starlight and stillness, forever and always. But the night watchman continues on, and you follow. Your steps as light as falling feathers, your tread lighter than the kiss of moonlight on dewy grass. You are moving, yet you are rooted in place. You are floating, yet you are grounded by earth. This paradox weaves its spell, drawing you deeper into its calming trance. Before you, the watchman parts the curtain of darkness with his lantern. Light spills across a narrow alleyway, a hidden place known to few. Now and then, the scent of night soil mingles with the sweet perfume of night jasmine, growing wild along the walls. A stray cat darts across your path, its green eyes shining like emeralds, and you pause for a moment, marveling at the sight, before stepping after him into the labyrinth of winding ways. Here, the buildings crowd close, their eaves almost touching overhead, creating a tunnel of darkness, broken only by the steady glow ahead. Deeper you go, deeper you sink into the hush of night, into the embrace of slumber. The very air grows cooler here, as if the night itself breathes a sigh of relief. The sounds of the town fade behind you, becoming whispers, then fading still, further and further, until all that remains is the echo of the night watchman's steady tread. And he turns now, revealing the end of the alley. At its far side, the lantern spills its light upon a courtyard bathed in silver moonlight. Fountain sprays sparkle in the air, catching the light and scattering it like diamonds. In the center stands a statue of a warrior, silent and watchful, a guardian of dreams. Imagine resting now beside the fountain. Rest your head upon the cool stone of the wall. Let the spray fall like a blessing, washing over you, cooling you, soothing you. Close your eyes and breathe deeply, embracing the peace that flows into you, pushing all tension, all worry, all stress further and further away, until it is nothing more than a distant memory. You look back down the alley, but it has vanished, swallowed by darkness, leaving you in the safety of the courtyard, lost in the silver glow of moonlight. From here, paths spread in all directions, some well-trodden, some overgrown, some leading towards familiar places, some disappearing into the unknown. Yet none of them call to you now. You have found your rest, your solace, your haven, and so you linger here, held by the moon and starlight, nurtured by the fountain's gentle song. The night watchman straightens, his shift almost done. Soon he will rouse the town, chasing sleep from sleepy eyes and laughter back into throats. But for now, he lingers, too, leaning against the fountain's base, sharing in its cool embrace. For even watchmen need rest, even heroes need respite, and even you, dear listener, need your night to dream. And so the night watchman closes his eyes, his lantern held carefully before him, bathing the courtyard in its warm glow. He breathes deeply, savoring the peace. He listens to the fountain's murmur and the cricket's chirp. And as you stand with him, you, too, can savor the calm, too. can lose yourself in the sound of dripping water. 2. Can drift into a peaceful smile. The lantern in his hand seems to glow brighter now, pulsing softly, beating like a gentle heart. It casts dancing shadows on the walls, shadows that twist and turn, then vanish. And in their place, new ones appear, reaching, twining, embracing, stretching towards the fading light. The interplay of dark and gold, of stillness and motion, draws you deeper into rest, inviting you to surrender to the night. Can you feel the coolness of stone beneath your hand, the dampness of moss against your fingers? Can you hear the tiny pulse of life around you, the buzzing of insects, the rustling of unseen creatures, the gentle lapping of water? If you listen closely, if you sense the night all around you, you will find yourself relaxing further, sinking into the softness of the moment. The night watchman leans against the fountain, a silent sentinel guarding the peace. The shadows grow longer, then shorter, stretching and shrinking with the playful fancy of the moon. Time slows, then stops, and you, dear listener, are held in the timeless embrace of night. This moment is yours. Hold on to it, cherish it, let it fill you with tranquility. Here, in the heart of the night, you are safe, you are loved, you are at peace. And so you rest here, cradled by the night, nourished by the moon, lulled by the fountain's song, embraced by the silent stars. Before we begin our nightly journey, I invite you to join my growing community of fellow space cadets. Find us online and say hello. We've got some pretty neat things in the works, including behind-the-scenes content, special offers, and a chance to directly support this channel and help me make even more immersive experiences like this one. So if you'd like to join, you can find the link in the description below. And now, dear listener, if you're ready to venture forth into the night, then let us begin. Step by step, glow by glow, the night watchman continues his eternal rounds. His lantern sways gently at his side, casting soft arcs of golden light that dance across the stone walls. The rhythm of his movement is unbroken, calm, certain, steady, like a lullaby with no end, guiding you deeper into the hush of night. If you listen closely, you might notice how quiet the world has become. No carts rumble, no voices chatter, no smiths, hammer strikes, sparks. Instead, there are only the faint rustle of leaves in a courtyard, the sigh of wind against a shutter, the distant hoot of an owl hidden in the rafters of the church. Each sound is delicate, like a thread in a tapestry, woven into the silence, never breaking it. The watchman reaches the old wooden gate, the one that leads out to fields and meadows. It is barred shut for the night, iron hinges strong against the dark. He runs his hand along the heavy wood, feeling grooves where generations have pushed it open. For a moment, he rests there, lantern glow bathing the gate, as though offering warmth to something old and tired. Then he turns back. The town is his to walk, his to watch. Within the walls, the town sleeps without worry. They know the gates are locked, the watchman walks, and the lantern burns. And you, too, can imagine yourself within walls of safety. Thick, ancient stone surrounding you, a circle of protection, allowing you to release all cares. Whatever you carried today, you may set it down, like a burden left at the edge of the gate. It does not follow you inside. Here, only calm remains. In those medieval days, it was common for towns to appoint watchmen, often drawn from the guilds, the craftspeople, the neighbors themselves. They patrolled the hours between dusk and dawn, keeping lamps lit, listening for fire, or for strangers. Some carried horns to sound an alarm, others bells, but most carried simply a lantern, their only light in the world of night. The lantern, glowing with horn panes, was both tool and companion, a guardian flame, never meant to falter. And now, imagine yourself taking the lantern into your own hand. Feel the wooden handle, worn smooth by touch. Feel the warmth of the iron frame, softly heated by the flame inside. It is not heavy, it is gentle, it is yours. You walk with the night watchman, sharing his rhythm, your steps falling into time with his. Step, step, glow, glow. Your mind drifts with each footfall, slipping deeper into ease. The two of you wander into the market square. By day, It is alive with traders shouting prices, the smells of cheese and spiced meat, the colors of cloth and ribbon. But now, everything rests. Stalls stand folded and empty. Cloth coverings sway like ghostly sails in the night breeze. The fountain burbles softly at the square's heart, its water gleaming gold when the lantern nears. You can almost hear faint echoes. Laughter, coins clinking, a lute strumming. But they are only memories, folded away until morning. For now, the square belongs to the watchman. And to you. Look at how the lantern's light stretches and bends. Each beam flickers across, shudders, dances on rooflines, and spills like golden paint over the stones. The shadows sway like gentle curtains, never sharp, always soft. The whole town seems to breathe with it. Inhale, glow bright. Exhale, soften dim. And in your own body, that same rhythm continues. Inhale, a little lighter. Exhale, a little deeper. In many towns, a bell was rung at night, a curfew bell. The word curfew comes from the French couvre-feu, cover the fire. When the bell tolled, families knew it was time to bank their hearths, covering flames to prevent sparks that might catch in the night. The watchman remembers the sound, the deep, solemn tone that signaled rest. And now, though the bell is silent, the memory hums softly through the streets. Like a lullaby wrapped in iron, you can almost hear it yourself, low and steady. A sound that encourages the body to release, to sink, to surrender to night. As you walk on, you pass door after door, each marked with signs of the families within. The cobbler's door has a leather strap nailed above. The brewer's bears a carved hop flower. The tailor's shows a spool of thread, faded but proud. Each door is closed, but each holds a story, sleeping lives, dreaming faces, hearts resting after the labors of day. The lantern's glow brushes each door in passing, like a blessing, like a goodnight wish, whispered quietly. And with each step, you, too, are receiving that blessing. The lantern light is for you as well, to ease you, to comfort you, to guide you deeper. With every golden flicker, you sink more gently into the soft pillows of your mind. With every shadow that lengthens, you let go of one more thought, one more tension, one more weight, until you are simply walking, 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 with no need to reach anywhere at all. The watchman pauses again, this time by a small stone bridge that arches over a slow, dark stream. The water murmurs below, and the lantern glow stretches across its rippling surface, breaking into golden shards. Here, at the bridge, he stands for a moment, listening, watching, breathing, and you stand beside him, listening, watching, breathing, safe in the silence, wrapped in the glow, carried by the night. Before we part ways, dear listener, I invite you to join my growing community of fellow space cadets. Find us online and say hello. We've got some pretty neat things in the works, including behind-the-scenes content, special offers, and a chance to directly support this channel and help me make even more immersive experiences like this one. So if you'd like to join, you can find the link in the description below. And now, dear listener, if you're ready to continue your journey, then let us begin, step by step, glow by glow. Deeper and deeper we go, venturing further into the tranquil embrace of the night. The watchman pauses by the old stone. Well, its bucket long silent, its purpose intending the town's water forgotten. Now it is a place of shadows and whispers, of secrets the earth will keep. As he rests a hand on the moss-covered rim, the lantern light paints dancing patterns on the aged stones, transforming them into watchful eyes that gleam and wink in the darkness. Around us, the night is a living presence, enveloping us in its soothing quietude. No longer is there a sound to disturb, no longer a worry to intrude, only the gentle murmur of the night wind and the soft susurrus of leaves serenading the slumbering town. We, too, are embraced by this tranquility, enveloped in a peace that seeps into our very bones. The rhythm of the watchman's steps, the hypnotic sway of the lantern light, it all weaves together a spell of stillness. And you, dear listener, are the spellbound subject. Surrender to it, embrace it, allow yourself to melt into the shadows, to become one with the hushed symphony of the night. For here, in the heart of the darkness, there is no fear, only fathomless peace. Here, at the edge of sleep, the worries of the waking world drift away like mist before the sun. And in this hallowed space between wakefulness and dreams, you find solace, safe within the protective embrace of the night, cradled by the watchful gaze of the stars, held by the rhythmic heartbeat of the town. You are home. And this, dear listener, is where your journey begins anew. And then the stars begin. See them glimmering now along the eaves, tiny pinpricks of silver light. Then look higher. Do you see a shape among the stars? A point of light emerges, slender and tall. Now the spire of the great cathedral, touched by stars, it too seems woven from silver light, glowing softly in the black expanse. Higher still, watch how the stars form wings. Look closely, 2 points of light, then 3, 4, 5. The North Star shimmers, guiding 5 bright points across the sky. Are you ready to close your eyes now? Let the last of the stars gather around you, warming your skin with starlight, surrounding you with peace. Take one final breath, surrender to the night, and let sleep find you, sweet and deep. Sleep now. Welcome back to the city. Sounds of the new day surround you. Birdsong, creaking wood, the murmur of a new beginning. For a moment, stay still, letting the sounds wash over you. The warmth of the sun is returning. The day stretches ahead, full of promise. Take a deep breath in, and with it, return. You rise, shaking off sleep, remembering dreams of silver starlight and golden glow. You are awake now, rested and renewed, ready to meet the day. And now you wake. Stillness surrounds you. Soft light touches your face, beckoning you awake. You open your eyes and turn, reaching out, but there is no one there. No watchman with his lantern, no stars shining through the window, no dream of starlight left to touch you. You are here instead, awake and alone. The glow has faded, the starlight vanished, but something lingers still, a warmth within, a calmness in your heart, a peace you wish to hold on to. Take a deep breath in, savoring the lingering calm. The watchman stands in the open square, his lantern painting golden circles on stone. The fountain's soft trickle blends with the hush of night, a song too gentle for words, a lullaby written only in water and flame. The air here feels different, open, wide, as though the town itself is breathing more slowly, as though the earth is settling deeper into rest. Around the square, wooden stalls stand folded and dark. By daylight, they burst with color, apples, cheese, bright bolts of cloth. But tonight, they are simple shadows, their shutters drawn, their wares hidden, their busy voices quieted. The lantern's glow brushes over them like a blanket, tucking them in until morning. And as you watch, you, too, feel tucked in, wrapped gently, secure, held safe by night. When the watchman moves again, the sound of his boots returns. Step, step, glow, glow. The rhythm is steady, predictable, endless. Each step feels like a heartbeat. Each glow feels like a breath. The pattern carries you further and further down, like stairs descending into calm. One step deeper, another step deeper, until you float so gently, as though walking has become dreaming. The streets narrow once more. Here, the cobbles are uneven, soft with moss, damp with the mist of night. The lantern glow touches low beams, tiny wooden balconies, pots of herbs left sleeping in windowsills, rosemary, thyme, lavender, their scents faint but soothing, spilling into the cool night air. The fragrance drifts into your mind, softening thought, stilling breath, settling you further into rest. In medieval towns, people often hung herbs in their doorways to ward off insects, to guard against illness, to bring blessings. Bundles of lavender for calm, rosemary for protection, sage for cleansing. And so as the watchman passes, the lantern glow brushes these herbs, making their shadows dance on the walls. Each shadow feels like a guardian figure, watching quietly over the night, watching over you. Deeper still, the watchman comes to a small courtyard. Here, no fountains flow, no stalls wait, only stone benches, ivy-covered walls, and a single tree standing tall in the center. The lantern glow touches its branches, and the leaves glimmer, each one catching light like a tiny star. The tree is old, older than the town perhaps, its roots winding beneath stone, its branches lifting prayers to the sky. The watchman rests a moment here. And so do you. Imagine placing your hand upon the tree's trunk. It is cool, solid, enduring. Feel its strength steady you. Feel its stillness flow into you. Like the lantern's flame, the tree is a constant presence, watching, protecting, rooted deep, reaching high. With both lantern and tree beside you, you feel utterly safe, utterly calm. At last, the watchman begins to circle back. His path leads through streets you've already seen, but they feel different now, quieter, dimmer, softer. The lantern glow seems warmer, as though it has gathered all the peace of night and carries it with him now. Each doorway he passes, each shuttered window, receives one final blessing of light, and with each, your body sinks further, further, into the cushion of rest. The watchman knows his duty will last until dawn. He will walk until the first bird sings, until the baker stirs his ovens, until the horizon glows faint with morning light. But you need not wait for dawn. You may close your eyes now, resting as though morning has already come, as though you have already been carried safely through the night. The watchman will keep walking for you. The lantern will keep glowing for you. All is cared for, all is well. See the lantern one last time, burning golden, steady and calm. Imagine now that it lifts gently from the watchman's hand, floating softly toward you. It settles at your side, glowing quietly, watching over your sleep. The flame bends low, never harsh, never fading, simply warm, simply safe. And as you close your eyes, the glow slips into your dreams, lighting paths within them, so that wherever you wander, you are always guided, always guarded, always at peace. So rest now. Let the night hold you as it holds the town. The cobbles are quiet, the stars are endless. The watchman walks, the lantern glows, and you are safe, you are warm, you are already drifting. Step, step, glow, glow, into silence, into stillness, into dreams. This piece was inspired by an old tradition called the promenade nocturne, when watchmen would patrol the streets after dark, keeping watch for fires and other dangers. They would carry lanterns to light their way and ward off evil spirits. These nights were not just for safety, they were also a time for quiet contemplation, a chance to see the town in a new light and to appreciate the beauty of the night. In this piece, we wanted to capture the feeling of those lonely walks, the flickering light of the lantern, the echo of footsteps on the cobblestones, and the sense of peace that comes with the stillness of the night. We hope it brings you a moment of tranquility and maybe even a little magic. You wake up to a soft scratching at the window, the insistent chirp of a hungry bird. You stretch, yawn, and snuggle down into your blankets for just a little longer. The sun isn't up yet. There's no need to hurry. As you lie there, listening to the bird and the wind in the trees outside, you hear another sound, faint and steady. The rhythmic thump, thump of a distant hammer. It pulls you from sleep. Now fully awake, you rise and pad softly to the window. Through the glass, you see a lone figure, bent over a stone hearth, hammering rhythmically away at a glowing red metal. As you watch, mesmerized by the flickering flames and the dancing sparks, the metal takes shape beneath the hammer blows, slowly being molded into something new. And then, as quickly as it began, it's finished. The fire sputters, the hammer falls still, and the glowing metal glows a brilliant gold in the morning light. You blink, and suddenly, you're no longer watching, you are there. Welcome, dear listener, to the world of the very still hammer. If you've been with us before, then welcome back. We're so glad you've found your way to us again. And if this is your very first visit, then we're happy you found us. Here, we tell stories to help you relax and drift into peaceful sleep. Stories without any plot twists or scary moments. Just gentle adventures and immersive soundscapes designed to help you de-stress after a busy day and prepare you for a good night's rest. Let us take you away. Let us carry you toward dreams. And now, our story today begins beneath a vast, unending sky. where the Milky Way pours like liquid silver across the velvet dark. Somewhere beyond the farthest twinkling star, a traveler walks alone. He walks beside a rushing river, its current singing a song as old as time. The moon above casts its silvery light upon the water, turning its surface to flowing quicksilver. His destination lies ahead, tucked away in a valley veiled by ancient trees. A little cottage waits there, its windows dark, its chimney silent. But soon those windows will glow, and from that chimney, tendrils of mist will curl. For in this tale, we follow the traveler to the cottage, and in the quiet hours before dawn, we sit by the fire with the blacksmith. Welcome to the forge. Imagine, if you can, the chill of evening clinging to your bones as you approach. The sun has dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of fading violet and amber. Shadows stretch long and lean across the grass, and the air whispers with the song of crickets. The path to the smithy is barely visible, worn and weathered from years of use. As you walk, the rhythmic clang of hammer on steel fades in and out of earshot, carried on the wind, a steady beat that draws you on. Then, through the gathering gloom, you see the faint outline of a building. Above you, the smoke curls lazily skyward, a silent plume against the darkening sky. As you step into the forge, a wave of warmth envelops you, chasing away the evening chill. Inside, the fire roars, its flames reaching eagerly for the dark rafters overhead. Sparks shower upward, dancing wildly in the flickering light. Before the hearth, the blacksmith stands, silhouetted against the flames. He moves with a fluid grace that belies his size, his hammer a blur as it falls upon the glowing metal. Each strike rings with a clear, resonant tone, echoing in the vast emptiness of the shop. Now, close your eyes and listen closely. Can you hear the whisper of the bellows? The steady whoosh, 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 as the blacksmith fuels the fire, coaxing it to life. Can you feel the heat upon your skin, chase away the remnants of the evening chill? The air here hums with power, alive with the energy of creation. From somewhere nearby, a dog barks, a lone wolf answering with a mournful howl. The blacksmith pauses his work, listening intently, and then returns to his labor. With hands calloused and strong, he shapes the metal, guided by an inner vision, a hidden design. Metal screams and shimmers, taking form with each resounding blow. It is a lonely job, this smithing, and yet the blacksmith does not seem to mind. He sings softly to himself, a wordless tune that rises and falls with the rhythm of his work. His voice is deep and resonant, echoing the solemn toll of a distant bell. Lost in his craft, he is oblivious to the world beyond the forge, to the whispering wind or the hoot of an owl. His focus is unwavering, intense. His every thought, every fiber of his being, directed toward the task at hand. Now watch as the metal before him takes shape, becoming something beautiful, something useful, something that will serve a purpose in the world. A horseshoe, a tool, a weapon. Each piece is imbued with the blacksmith's essence, his skill, his dedication, his very soul. In these objects, he leaves his mark, a testament to his existence in a world that often forgets. And as you stand here witnessing his craft, you too are transformed. The heat of the forge seeps into your bones, chasing away not just the chill of the evening, but the coldness within you as well. Bit by bit, you relax, releasing the tension that has been gripping you all day. The rhythmic clang of the hammer, the steady whoosh of the bellows, the crackling of the fire, all combine to create a lullaby that soothes your troubled mind. You feel yourself sinking into the worn stone floor, the roughness comforting, grounding. You close your eyes, surrendering to the embrace of the forge, enveloped by warmth, by sound, by peace. As the last embers fade and the flames sputter and die, you know it's time to go. The blacksmith, his work complete, turns from the hearth, his face illuminated by the dying firelight. In his eyes, you see a lifetime of dedication, a quiet strength, a gentle wisdom. He offers you a tired smile, a silent farewell. Stepping out of the forge, you pause to take in a deep breath of the night air. It's cooler now, the chill of evening replaced by a refreshing crispness. The sky is a tapestry of stars, and the moon hangs like a silver coin in the velvet expanse. The world is still and silent, inviting rest. You feel lighter now, your burdens eased, your spirit lifted. The rhythmic echoes of the hammer still resonate within you, a reminder of the quiet strength that resides within you too. With newfound peace, you turn toward home, leaving the forge and its magic behind. And as you drift off to sleep, you dream of fires burning bright, of hammers ringing true, and of a blacksmith with a heart of gold. Listen to me. Do you hear the music? There's a story woven in its notes, and it wants to unfold in your mind. Let me share it, and you'll listen closely because this is an old story, a timeless tale of a baker and his bread, and it's got a magic trick that will soothe you right into sleep. Are you ready? Here we go. It all starts with flour. Flour that's strong and fine, sifted under skies so gray they could cry, where raindrops fall like teardrops on rooftops, slow and steady, whispering a song of patience. It's a song the baker knows well. His weathered hands move with the rhythm of falling rain, mixing, kneading, coaxing life into the flour. The ingredients are humble, just as they always are, water from the well, where echoes linger like secrets, yeast that's alive with tiny hungry breaths, and salt that holds the taste of earth and sea. The baker treats them all with reverence, because he knows the alchemy that happens when they meet. The dough is born under his touch, a living thing, soft and yielding, a piece of the earth made human. He lets it rest, lets it dream, lets it grow. It needs to sleep before it can rise, before it can become more. The window beside him weeps golden light onto the table, onto the dough, onto the world outside. And the world keeps spinning, turning, whispering its tales to the wind. But here, in this corner of a sun-kissed room, there is peace. Then the fire in the hearth awakens. It reaches up the chimney, licks at the rafters, whispers to the shadows, dancing in the corners. And when the baker knows it's strong enough, he returns to his work. The dough has rested. It is ready to become bread. The baker uncovers it slowly, lifting the cloth with care, as though revealing a sleeping child. The surface is smooth now, rounded, alive with quiet breath. With floured hands, he divides it gently. Each portion rests in his palms, like a gift, like a promise. He shapes the dough into rounds, cupping it tenderly, rolling it softly, and setting it upon wooden boards. One by one, each loaf is formed, each loaf waiting to rise in the warmth of the fire. This is where the story deepens. This is where magic weaves its spell. You see, in the heart of each loaf, the baker places a tiny spark, a whisper of something old, something powerful. It's a secret he's kept for years, passed down from bakers of old. When he presses the dough, when he feels its softness between his fingers, he remembers stories told around crackling fires about loaves that sang and loaves that danced, about bread that carried dreams and held wishes. And so with reverence, with hands steady and sure, he makes a sign. In the center of each loaf, he presses in the mark, a simple cross. It is a blessing whispered in flour and steel, a reminder that bread is sacred. In medieval times, this cross was more than a sign of faith. It was proof that the loaf was true, that it carried the weight promised, that it was honest. And so he marks them, one by one, quietly, reverently. Each loaf now bears its symbol, a soft X that will open wide in the heat of the oven. The oven waits at the far end of the room. Its mouth is wide and dark, its stones cool but expectant. The baker builds the fire inside, placing logs with care, listening to the crackle as flame takes hold. The sound is soothing, the pop of sap, the sigh of wood, the soft roar as warmth spreads through stone. Can't you hear it? Can't you almost feel the heat on your face? Now close your eyes, drift closer to that hearth. What do you see? Do you see the dancing flames? Do you feel the glow on your skin? Not too hot, just enough to melt the chill of night. The baker tends the flames, waiting until the stones are ready, until the air shimmers with heat. And when the oven is alive, he slides the loaves inside. Each one finds its place among the stones, nestled in the warmth, waiting to transform. The door of the oven is shut, and slowly, a fragrance begins to rise. First faint, like a whisper, then stronger, richer, filling the cottage. The smell of bread, warm, comforting, ancient, it drifts into every corner, through cracks in the shutters, out into the sleeping village. The air itself becomes a lullaby, carrying this fragrance into dreams. Breathe in. Imagine that scent. Nutty, earthy, soft, the very smell of comfort. And with each breath, you sink deeper, deeper, like dough, sinking into stillness. Outside the cottage, a cricket chirps. The wind sighs through the trees, whispering secrets to the leaves. Somewhere, a dog barks. Twice, thrice, echoing into the night. But here, in the cottage, there is only the smell of baking bread and the crackle of the fire. You lean closer to the hearth, enveloped by its warmth, and you wait. The baker does not rush. Bread cannot be hurried. It follows its own rhythm, its own secret clock. So he sits for a while, near the hearth, listening to the fire. The candle burns low beside him. Its flame dances gently, never hurried, never loud. The baker folds his hands, rests his eyes, and waits. This waiting, this patience, is part of the bread's gift, and you too are waiting now. But your waiting is not empty. It is full of calm, full of peace, full of the promise of rest. Beyond the door, the first hints of dawn begin to show. The sky softens, stars fading one by one. A pale glow creeps over the fields, and a rooster finally calls, long and proud, breaking the night. Windows begin to stir, a shutter creaks. A child turns in bed, the village is waking, and still, the smell of bread drifts outward, welcoming them into day. When the baker knows the time is right, he opens the oven. Golden crusts gleam in the glow. The loaves are risen, beautiful, their crosses spread wide, their bodies full and round. He lifts them carefully, placing them on wooden racks to cool. Steam curls upward, soft and fragrant, vanishing into the morning air. The crackle of crust as it cools is gentle, like a whisper of applause. The baker smiles quietly. His work is done. His gift is ready. Outside, the first rays of sunlight touch the rooftops. Dew glistens on the grass. Birds chirp their greetings to the new day. And as the village stirs, the baker steps out, holding a loaf of bread. Close your eyes and imagine the scene. The weathered hands of the baker, the golden glow of the rising sun, the soft steam curling from the bread, the eager faces of the villagers, their voices mingling in the morning air. The bread is shared, the day begins, and with each bite, with each smile, the story of the baker's bread continues. Can you still feel the warmth of the oven? Can you still smell the fresh baked bread? Can you still hear the crackling of the fire? If you can, then you are truly present, living this moment, breathing in its peace. And now, my friend, as the story ends, may its magic linger in your heart. Just as the bread brought warmth and comfort to the village, may the memory of this tale bring you peace and solace. Close your eyes once more and drift away on the lingering notes of the music. May the fire's crackle guide you into slumber, the scent of bread lull you to rest, and the rhythm of the story rock you gently into sleep.